Sorry, guys. I was preparing for the live, opened a jar of paint, and it spat on me all over the place. So give me a sec to just get myself together here as viewers join. As you guys jump on, say hi and let me know where you're tuning in from. I am covered in mint julep. Okay, I think I'm good. Hi guys, I know I'm like, okay, so my computer's here and my camera's here, so bear with me today. I adjusted my camera because I want to give you guys a close-up of what we're going to be working on today, which is this little box situation here. Okay, who do we have? We have Ellie. Hi, Ellie, who's in New Jersey. Fatima from Portugal. LouAnn from South Jersey. Hi, Kathy and Lisa, Karen. Lots of people joining today. Hi, Lindsay. Lots of familiar faces too. I love it. Thank you guys for joining me and for your continued support. So we're going to work on this thing today, okay? So if you don't know me, I'm Bianca, owner and artist of Lotus Theory Designs. And thank you, Deanna. Deanna says, I can rock mint julep. Yeah. I was rocking it about 3 minutes ago when I was covered in it. I'm Bianca, owner and artist of Lotus Theory Designs and a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company. Normally, I would take you guys through, or at least I try to take you guys through bigger pieces of furniture. But today, we're going to keep it small and quick. And the reason for that is that I'm taking this week to reorganize my shop, or at least just kind of clean it up and dust it and whatnot. So out with the old, in with the new is what I like to say. So speaking of out with the old, in with the new, I guess we're in with the old and in with the new on this. So this was a vintage drawer topper, okay? And it did not have these feet. I was going to load some before pictures. I apologize. Hi, Phyllis from Oregon. We've got a YouTuber, you guys. I'm streaming live to YouTube as well as Dixie Belle and my Facebook page. So hi, Phyllis. Okay, back on topic. Anyway, so this was a drawer topper that came from an old dresser. I bought it like this. It did not have the feet, so I added the feet, okay, which is just wood hardware flipped upside down and used as feet. And I also added to it this wood you bend molding on both sides. Okay. And also these moldings. It's an IOD mold. I can't remember what the mold is called, but I can show you what it is if you're interested. Okay, so here's the mold. So LouAnn Ordile Designs has this awesome bird mold. So that's what I put on the front drawer. I used resin to do it. Okay. And then I hosed it down with a couple of coats of coffee bean, which is this dark, deep brown color in Dixie Belle's Chalk Mineral line. And here we are. So I was thinking, okay, mint julep. This is the one that spat on me, so I'm having to be careful here. I guess it's still leaking. And it just has to be green, right? Like I'm saying, it spat on me, and it just happens to be a green color. So sorry, you guys. It is just leaking all over the place. Okay, so mint julep. Okay, I was thinking mint julep. I have this custom mix. If you guys don't do this, by the way, cool thing to do with your little bits of leftover paint is to mix them up and create different colors. So I've got this color, which is, I labeled it burlap, sandbar, and buttercream. So I literally had little bits of these different shades of white and taupe and created my own color. Okay, so I was thinking about blending those two together in a rough blend over the coffee bean. So I'm going to get started. If you have questions, I'm going to try to keep an eye on the comments. Again, my computer's here, but my camera's here. So I will try to keep an eye. Don't be shy, ask away. And let's just move this down so you guys can see what I'm doing. In theory, come on, you can do it, camera. It's okay, I'll just move back a little bit. There we go. All right. So I think, see, mint julep. This paint today, I swear. Okay. Let me turn it this way in hopes that you guys can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Hi, Kay from Tennessee. Thanks, Dana. Hi. Let me carefully open this paint jar. Okay, so I've got these two colors, mint julep and the buttercream sandbar, what did I say it was? Burlap mixture, okay? Let me just grab a couple of brushes. I just reached for Dixie Belle's round, large brushes. And let's just start slapping some paint on and see what happens. Here we go. So mint julep, in theory. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am a hot mess today. Please excuse me. Okay. So my reason, in case you're wondering, for putting the coffee bean down on the base underneath, it's kind of hard to paint from this angle. The things I do for you guys. Okay, where was I? The reason for putting the coffee bean color, which is the dark brown, down on the base is because I really like this kind of faux glazing technique. So you'll notice as I am brushing on the mint julep for now, okay, I haven't even gotten to the other color. You'll notice I'm not putting a lot of paint on my brush, okay? Anything that's excess, I'm just kind of wiping away onto the plate, reusing it as I go. And I'm just kind of doing like a dry brush technique over it. And what's happening is, see how those birds are maintaining the dark low lights within the details? All right, let's introduce the other color. So we've got, I suppose I should name this crazy color. So this is the other color. It's definitely like a light taupey color. I thought about blending with white, but I think I'm going to end up highlighting the birds in white. So just using a dry brush technique, I'm just kind of blending in randomly that taupey color. I'm going to have to name it. You guys name it. What am I naming this taupey color? So I know that you guys have watched, or some of you anyway, have watched a lot of lives with Dixie Belle. One of the questions I often get is, why aren't you using water? It just depends on the look I'm going for. I tend to not. I'm finding lately that I appreciate more so the more, I guess, grungy type way of blending. As far as the way that I'm using my brush, I'm just kind of going all over. My strokes are not going in any one direction. I'm just kind of alternating between the two. Okay, so what do you guys think so far? Really hard to paint from this angle. What do you think so far? Renee says to name it Taupey Labrisca. I hope I said that right. Says to name it Creek Bank. I like that. Jesse says sand. Rebecca says taupe. Yes. I do love dry humor, Rebecca. Toasty eggshell. Oh my gosh, you guys are on it. Sandstone or sand taupe. Keep going. What am I naming this? You guys are entertaining me. What is this color? And in the meantime, I'm going to keep going. Okay. I'm not necessarily committed to how this front looks yet. That's the thing. I will do a base. And if I find that I want to add something to it, maybe I wanted more of that taupey color. Cheryl, I see you. I'll get to you in just a sec. I'm not locked in to how this looks. Okay. So let's just take it around. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll go through the whole thing and then say, okay, let me add a little bit of this there, or maybe this other color here, etc. Cheryl wants to know if I did not say this, Cheryl, so that's a good question. I did not seal the coffee bean. Almond milk. Rebecca says almond milk. I love it. That's a good one. We are big fans of almond milk in this house. Although I prefer oat milk. My daughter likes the almond, so I find myself buying both. All right, where was I? Here we go. So, mint julep. Toasted marshmallow. What else do we got? Off the wall cream. I like that. I like anything edgy like that. So again, notice I am just kind of dry brushing over these details. My goal is to keep that dark coffee bean within the details of this applique here. Do you see how it's making it really stand out and pop out? Whereas before, it just kind of blended in, right? So it just kind of gives it some visual interest. Let's add in some almond milk. Just seeing how that rolled off the tongue. So if you guys have watched me paint live before, my style of painting is just kind of mindless. So you'll see the way that I'm doing this, you know, on the front, I was kind of going back and forth, up and down. This time I kind of did a little something like this, okay? Have fun. You are coming along. I have actually not used mint julep yet. Eventually, I want to do an entire piece in this color. It's like a light celery color. It's really pretty. Or mint julep, or those Andes mints with the chocolate in the middle. Those are good. No, they're chocolate, I think, with mint in the middle. I don't know. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. It's been a while since I've had one. All right, so there's that side. Okay, and notice how quickly this is going by. And I'm just going to kind of take my brush and go over these feet really quick. So the good thing about laying down a few coats of the coffee bean is that I already have a thick skin of paint on my piece. So I'm not too concerned about doing thick coats of paint for the blended portion of this. So just a little trick for you. I tend to like to do things as easily as possible, but without taking shortcuts. The bad shortcuts, the kind that are regrettable. Sun-bleached teak, that's nice too. Yes, Debbie did the same technique on an ornate frame. Yes, mirrors, ornate frames, this technique is totally perfect for. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thanks, Deb. Deb says it's pretty. All right, next side. A little bit of paint. There's a good chance I'm probably going to hit the top. Let's see. Well, let me not get ahead of myself. So when you use this technique, you definitely want to work in small, manageable sections. Unless you like the paint pulled look, the look where the paint is kind of starting to pull and clump up a little bit. That's okay. If that's happening, but you're going for a textured look, that's totally fine. But if you're not and you're employing this technique, it's probably best to work in small, manageable sections. All right, I want to fill a little bit of that in right there. There we go. Yep. All righty. Where are we? Okay, so I'll do the top in a sec, or I won't. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I'm just kind of assessing. So I can tell that I want a little bit more of the toasted marshmallow. I just keep throwing names out there to see if any of them stick. I can tell I'm going to want a little bit more of that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I know my angle's kind of crazy, so just bear with me, guys. And I do actually have water. So one thing I do like to do is just lightly mist my brush, and that's going to reactivate the paint that's existing within the brush. There we go. Yes, so a little bit more. A little bit more of that color. Take a look. Yep, it's getting there. I might actually just roll with that. A little bit more. Let's go a little bit more here. Okay. So I want you to check out those birds. See the technique by laying down the coffee bean first and then going over it in the colors that I chose, which is the taupey color and the mint julep, allowed for those birds to really keep that dimension because the coffee bean is really bringing out the details in the moldings, okay? So I also have some other colors here. I've grabbed Dusty Blue off the shelf. Oh, success. This one did not spit on me. Okay, it's been a while since I opened this one. Give me a sec. Didn't spit on me, but I'm still making a mess of myself. Okay, so that's Dusty Blue. This craft is so not glamorous. All right, and I also, let's see, I have drop cloth because what I was thinking of doing was highlighting these birds using some of these colors, or at least in part. So I'm going to do a little section with you. I should have opened these beforehand. I am making a mess. Okay. So I've got drop cloth and I've got Dusty Blue. Okay, I'm going to get some new brushes. And actually, while these brushes are in the queue, I'm just going to get them wet. Okay. That way they don't dry out. I'm just going to set them there. Okay, so what I was thinking is tiny, tiny artist brushes. Where are you? I just found a tape measure. I can never find these. Did I mention I'm cleaning out my space and organizing my space a little bit today? Yeah, I need to because I can't stand not being able to reach for things easily and have them in my hand. Okay, so I'm just going to set that there because why not? Okay, so we've got birds. I'm going to try to do it from this angle. So I'm putting a little bit of the Dusty Blue onto an artist brush. Yeah, Bet, exactly. Bet says this happened to her paint yesterday. Paint all over my hand. Yeah. I guess it's part of the craft, right? So what I was thinking was, why not give this bird some color. In Arizona here, we don't have, one thing I miss about living on the East Coast and having seasons is the seasons change, but also, you know, there was beauty in the wildlife and the birds. I remember I'd sit out sometimes in the morning and have my morning coffee. and just watch as the birds flew by, and I would take note of their colors and really just how beautiful they are. So, being that I don't see that every day here in the desert, I'm gonna make it happen. So I'm just taking my artist brush and I'm just really using the same technique that I use down here, not too heavy on the paint, not too heavy on the hand, and just kind of dusting over. Okay, let's switch to the drop cloth. Well, you know what? I'm changing my mind. Sorry, drop cloth. You don't get your cameo today. Let's do cotton, because I really want a contrast between that taupey color and the white. Yes, Bet, exactly. Bet loves watching birds too. All right, cotton, okay? Super bright white. Yep, we can do that. So a little bit of paint on the brush, get rid of some of that excess. And maybe this bird has the under feathers are white. I made a mess. Note to self, note to yourselves, always keep a clean wet rag by your side, because I did just run over a little bit. Not a big deal. I'm just going to wipe it back. Okay. Just kind of bring it under a little bit more. A little bit of finger painting. Maybe bring it into his feather tips here a little bit. I keep calling it him. Apparently it's a boy bird. Boy birds are more beautiful, right? All right, so that's one bird. Again, am I committed? I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm probably going to add a little bit of coffee bean or something for the eye, maybe a little bit of, I don't know, a more subtle yellow or even terracotta or something like that for the beak. Okay. So I'm going to give you one more trick while I have you. Okay. Let's do this. I want to darken up, because even though this is light and pretty, okay, I like grungy edges. So coffee bean. And a round small brush. Same concept, little tiny bit of paint. Wipe the excess away. And I'm just going to kind of go over these edges. Just kind of lightly dusting, okay? And it's just kind of creating a grungy look. I'm really focusing more so on the edges. So maybe you'll see it better if I do it in this corner here. Again, I'm painting at a very strange angle, so bear with me, guys. And I can even take my brush. Let me just, there's my plate. Get more of the excess off. And say that I want the grungy look to kind of come up a little bit or be more prominent right here. And just kind of dab it in. And it kind of looks like dirt. Like maybe over time, from people touching it, it just kind of gets a little bit dirty. I use this a lot on my furniture as well. And what if I did that over the bird a little bit? So I'm taking the side of my brush. I'm just kind of going over the bird here. I think the bird needs a name too. Okay, and again, look at, just kind of gives it, where am I? Here we go. A little bit more dimension. So one of the other thoughts I had, I've got some gemstone mousse here. You guys, it's almost time for the release. I'm so excited. So if you guys haven't seen this yet, this is Dixie Belle's gemstone mousse, and I'm just kind of stirring it. Very important when you guys try this for the first time. Don't be lazy. Give it a nice stir. Oh, so nice that, look, I am a hot mess today, you guys. That is okay. I am having an issue here. I don't have any more of the smaller sticks. So anyway, you want to stir it up and give it a nice whipping. We're just going to roll with that. Okay. Get rid of that stick and clean myself up again. So the cool thing about the mousse, you can either use your finger to apply it, and I'm going to put a little bit on here just to show you guys how it works. I'm going to work on this behind the scenes. Again, I said, you know, I'm not totally committed, but I am going to keep the same color scheme. So don't worry. It's not going to come out like cobalt blue and some other crazy colors. It'll be the same color scheme, but I'm probably going to do some layers. But I want to show you my thoughts on what I had going, at least for this applique. So you can apply the mousse in two ways or more, but I'm just going to give you two to keep it simple, okay? You can use your finger. So I just put a tiny bit on my finger, and I usually just put the excess onto my hand. And you can just kind of wipe it on with your finger. Or you can use a paintbrush. So a little bit on the brush, same technique I've been doing, okay? You don't have to use your hand, obviously. You can put it onto a plate or a piece of cardboard or whatever you fancy, but you can do same technique as I did kind of on the birds with that bigger brush with the brush over the applique. So I guess it's really up to you. I find if I use my finger, I get sometimes better precision if that's what I'm going for. And the brush just sometimes gets it done a little bit faster. So it's really up to you guys. So let me bring that in for you. Okay. So a little bit of gold just kind of really brought that to life. The gold mixed with the coffee bean just really makes it pop. And let me show you the little hardware piece that I had planned out for this. Okay, so that's going to go there. So that's why I was thinking the gold would be a nice way to kind of tie in the hardware. So I'm going to keep going on this behind the scenes. Let me see if you guys have any questions. There we go. Let me do this. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Anne wants to know, what color is that? What color is what? I'm so sorry. I missed your question as I was doing it. So, but I'll recap. I was using mint julep. That's the green. I have a custom mix of burlap, sandbar, and buttercream. That's the taupey color that was on the piece here. Okay, so that's these lighter colors. The blue on the bird is dusty blue. I've got cotton, which is the whitest white, going a little bit on the bird here. Coffee bean is on the base, and coffee bean is what I kind of did a little bit of grunge accenting with. And the mousse is gold. And I can't remember the name of the gold off the top of my head, but it's gold gemstone mousse. It's the only gold that they have. So, and that's the gold that you see there. Yes, so LouAnn wants to know, did you put all the appliques on the box? Yes, so before it was just basic, and it had a different piece of hardware on it and everything. So this is a wood you've been molding, okay? So Then there's the other side has the same molding. And then these are wood moldings, okay? These I made using a mold with resin. And that's an IOD mold that I set somewhere. I don't even see it. Anyways, so that's what you see here. None of this was on there. I added all of it. Oh, and then the feet I added. If you missed it earlier, I said that that is upside down wood knobs, just used as feet. Yes, Debbie, they are would-be bend molds. Hi, Rosemary. Evening, evening. How are you? Any other questions? Yeah, that exactly. It's alive. It's real life. Oh my gosh. I think I said last week to you guys, if you guys were just a fly on the wall, the things that go on behind the scenes. Okay, so I will get back to your questions if I missed some. Let me just kind of scroll back just a little bit just to see if there's anything super important. Yep, that's a good one. Rebecca says, can you tell the difference between black and coffee bean? Can you really tell the difference? I can. I think it depends on how, I guess, keen your eye is for color. Some people say that it looks black to them, that coffee bean looks black to them. I can see it. I think to me, it's dark brown. I look at this and think dark brown on the cusp of black. So as dark as that brown is going to get before it hits black. It's warmer. It's like a warm black. So I can, but I don't know. Some people may not be able to. I guess I'm just thinking about my poor uncle who's colorblind. He thinks everything that's black is blue. You're welcome, Bet. Okay, guys, so I'll be back next Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I will stream live again to the Dixie Belle page, my page on Facebook, as well as YouTube. We'll do something different. If you guys want to say thank you, you can order these products at the Dixie Belle website, which is up in the description. And you can also use that link to find your local retailer. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week. I'm going to clean myself up now. Bye, guys.